diversity in the challenge. So embrace that. Be grateful for it. Because the experience you get now from the adversity and the challenges that we've been having will make you guys stronger on race day. So don't complain about the diversity and challenges. Don't complain. Don't feel sorry for yourselves. Be grateful. Be happy that it's happening. Because it's better that it happens now than it happens on race day, right? So you've got to, despite the adversity and challenge, you've got to maintain your focus. You've got to maintain your desire. Block out everything else. All the problems on the sides. Only worry about what you can control. Because you can't control the weather. You can't control the starting calls, the horn or the whistle, whatever they do. You can't control the external factors or what other teams do. What you can control is how hard you work your butt off. That's all you can control individually, is how hard you work individually. So worry about that. Don't worry about how you stack up against other teams. When you get out there, just worry about racing your best race. Because if you race your best race, I can guarantee you that you'll win. Because the talent in this room is good enough to get that done. Is that if you paddle your best, I'm sure you can beat anybody. If you paddle your best. That's kind of hard to do sometimes when you're tired and you're losing focus. But you've got to always remember, am I giving it my all? Am I paddling my best? Or am I selling myself short and my team short? Think about that. Now, basically, the last thing I wanted to talk about was odds. And I kind of talked about this in NorCal, for those of you guys who got my email. I was kind of looking over it again. For those of you guys who hadn't seen it before, I talked about odds and probabilities versus possibilities. Anybody remember that? Some people do. I was talking about, I had this quote in that email that said, there's a difference between winners and losers in life. The loser worries about probabilities, while the winner worries about possibilities. Because to the loser, if the probability is not good, they won't believe they can do it. Whereas the winner says that if it's possible, that's good enough. And you guys all look like winners to me, so you've got to have a winner's mentality. Is that if it's possible, that's good enough. That's all you need. It doesn't matter what the odds are. It really doesn't. Because the odds, it doesn't do anything. The odds are only what you make of it. So I don't care if people are, betting against you or they believe in you. You shouldn't care either. Does that make sense? Because the circumstance that we're in right now is pretty tough. I know that. But I think we can persevere and get through this together. So think about that. Think about the lessons that we talked about, and think about the adjustments that we're going to need to make together. And I believe we can do that if we just work together, have an open mind, in that none of us are perfect, but we all together try to get better. We're all going to try to get better and push ourselves to get there. So what you want to realize is that I know a lot of you guys want to win. Some of you guys have been waiting 4 years for this race. 4 years is a long time. For the seniors in this room, that's a long time. This is your last race. I want you guys to understand the circumstance. This is your last race. For those of you guys who aren't seniors, you know that it's their last race. And I don't know about you guys, but I want to make sure it's a good one. And so should you. So I don't think you guys, this is not a time to hold back. This is time to let it all out. Let it all hang loose and get it all out there. You don't want to save for anything. Because in life, you want to live your life with a certain philosophy. You want to live a life with no regrets and no apologies. Because you never want to be in a situation where mentally you can tell yourself, I didn't give it my all. And you regret not doing that. And then you apologize to your team. Hey guys, I didn't give it my all, I'm sorry. You never want to be in that position. Live a life with no regrets and no apologies. So if you give it all, your all, you're not going to be regretful, you're not going to be apologetic. So remember that. No regrets, no apologies. I don't want to hear anyone saying they're sorry on race day. Can we all agree on that? Nobody be apologizing for not giving it their all? Because all we can ask for is that you guys give it your best. That's it. You can't ask for anything more than that, but just give it your best. Alright? And the reason I talk about the circumstance so much is because one of my favorite quotes is, don't let your circumstances determine your dreams. You want to use your dreams to change your circumstance. You don't want it to be defined by your circumstance, is the gist of what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense? So don't settle. Don't settle for mediocrity. I've been there and it sucks. Do not settle. You can be great. But in order to be great, you might go through some bumps like we're going through right now, but you cannot be afraid of failure. You understand that? Because if you try to win, you may fail. Maybe. But you can't be afraid to give it your all. You can't be afraid to be great. You have to want it. Go for it. Hold nothing back and go for it. And whatever happens, happens. But at least you know you give it your all. Is that fair? Can we all agree to do that? Is just give it our all? So, with that, I'm going to go bring it back to this. What is where I started? What does this represent? This represents a legacy that's being left behind by the seniors. When you look at this, remember how we got here. We got here through this. We had to go through this in order to get here. And what does this represent? This represents this. All of these. So, when you put on that jersey, be proud of the fact that you're from San Diego. Be confident that you guys have the skills and the teachings and the abilities to do it if you still set your mind to it. And focus. You've got to have a clear mind. You've got to focus, and you can achieve all of this. You can. Each and every one of you. You can do this. So when you put that on, be grateful for it. Because I cannot tell you how bad it feels when you're on a team that you know is bad. I can't express to you in words the despair you feel when you show up at a race and you know that your team has absolutely no chance to win. I don't think any of you guys have been in that situation yet, but I've been there and it sucks. Where you know that no matter how hard you try, you're going to lose. And it is a horrible feeling of despair. But one thing I can tell you with confidence is that in this team, within this room, you guys will never feel that way because each and every time we step out there, we have a chance to win. We have a chance if we set our minds and our hearts to it, we can win. So I promise you that all of us in here, we're going to work together to never put you in that position. And if you know that you're never going to be in that position, you know that you can win. So that's where you can draw your belief from, where you draw your confidence from. Is that you know you can win, I know you can win, we all know we can win. So don't let that go. I'm asking you, please, do not let that go. So, thanks for listening. Please.